Hey guys, this is Rory, just coming to make a quick tutorial video on how to make the face video. So to start off, I'm using Premiere Pro. You can use other video editors like Final Cut Pro if you're on a Mac. I don't know if iMovie and some of the other iPad specific ones or even tablet video editors will use this or have the effects I need. So the one I know for sure is Premiere. So this video editing is going to be just for Premiere specifically. So when you start off, all you really got to do is you get your video, you drag it into the project, and from here you'll have your video clip and your audio clip separate. But to start, I've kind of gone through, and this is an unedited version, but I start to pick out the points where I want those snaps to happen. And so here you can already see a couple markers I put on all my silly faces that I wanted to go through. So adding a marker on Premiere Pro is just M. That adds a little beat marker for you there so you can kind of quickly snap back and forth. So first thing you do is you go to a point like this where you're making a real good looking face, and then I'm going to hit the export frame, which is Control-Shift-E. All this does is creates a still image. This is the easiest way I found how to do it. I'm sure there's other ways, but creates a still image, and you just want to make sure that it's import to project. So that way when you go over to your project section here, it'll be the most recent picture on the bottom. So all I'm going to do is drag that down and make sure it snaps up to where I'm sitting on that marker. So right on this vertical line here, you're going to see this lines up. The length on how far you want this picture to kind of zoom in is up to you. I just kind of did it random, to be honest. This is just so you can actually see how long or how short you want that face to come zooming into pictures. So from here, what we want to do is go to Effects, and then we're going to be adding a crop. So just on the side here, you're going to see the little crop guy. I just did a word search for it. And you just drag it over the image on your second video track. Now we have these two image lines up, but if you actually play it through, you'll notice, oh, that looks stupid. It's just a still image going through. So I'm going to go back. One thing I kind of learned through repetition is I have to back it up one frame, which is just the step back button here, or you can just hit the left arrow key. So by going back one frame, I can now start kind of cropping my face out and making it look how I want. So I'm going to zoom it in a little bit. Get a real pixelated version of yourself. You get comfortable with your face real fast. And under the crop tool on the left, there is the free draw. You can do a circle, but the free draw is just going to make it look a lot more, I would say, clean. When you go through and you're just going to start clicking. So the more you zoom in, the more dots you can add. But in all honesty, in my video, I just did pretty quick lines. Nothing too detailed. Sometimes I added the hair. Sometimes I just had the face. Totally up to you how you do this. You can do other body parts. I did arms at the very beginning of my video. I've seen some funny videos where guys do their stomachs and other stuff like that. Once everything here is clipped up, what you want to do is under effects control on the left-hand side here, a little bing for you. You want to go to where it says left, right, top, bottom. This is basically how it's going to take away. You want to completely go 100% down. Left, right, top, bottom, doesn't matter, but what that's going to do is when you actually hit invert, it takes the entire background from what you've cropped or clicked around or highlighted there away. So the only thing left over is just going to be the face, the body part, or whatever's left. So now what we want to do is we just got to add some motion to it. So if you make sure you're at the end of the clip here and you have your image selected, but if you check mark position and scale here, from there, you're going to go to motion. So if you check the little box motion at the top here, you notice everything kind of highlights and you can kind of start moving. So what I'm going to do is put this to the very beginning of the track and just line that up here. And you notice my face is kind of in a weird spot now. So we want to move this off screen. Actually, let's do it to the right. Move it off screen. And then from here, it's pretty straightforward. You just kind of slide it forward a couple frames. It's automatically going to set motion to kind of have the trajectory of where it ends up. So from here, if I just let it be and did nothing, it would just slowly drift in. But I want to have some fun with it, so I'm going to bend it down. I'm going to move it forward. I'm going to have it squiggle back up. I'm going to move it forward a couple more, squiggle down, more to four, psych myself out, go back a bit, a little bit more, and then forward. and then we'll let it kind of do the autopilot the rest of the way. And then you notice, boom, matches up right there. And then just watch it a couple times. Give it a couple test throughs just to make sure it looks okay. So see the face zooming around, and boom, there we go. And that's it. It's kind of rinse and repeat from there. Nothing too complex. You get to watch yourself really badly dancing with no effects to it. So the more you add, the better. One thing I didn't mention earlier that I should have is on your video tracks, you'll default on Premiere, start with 2 and 2. I ended up right-clicking and clicking Add Tracks so I could add multiple. I ended up adding about additional 3 or 4 there, so I'm up to 7 total. That way, when you look at the end project, it'll make a bit more sense. But let's get my project here. When you look at the end project, you'll see you're going to have a lot of different images coming in at once. So you can kind of see everything floating around. So the more you have, the better. And just kind of clutter it up and have some fun with it. And that's basically it. If you have any questions, hit me up on Reddit or in the comments on YouTube. I'll answer what I can, but should just be rinse and repeat.